What was the last book you read?
So I was actually starting to read J.K. Rowling's like her fake name, Robert Galbraith, one of the latest detective books. Because I actually really love those books. But I don't know, this one just wasn't really doing it for me. It's right behind me actually. I still haven't finished
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I find I just don't really I'm not really into that many books lately.
Yeah. I'm reading like the most boring books on the planet right now for people, probably. I read a lot of history books.
That was actually my next question. I was like, what kind of books do you like to read? What's your favorite book?
Um, my favorite book? I don't know if I have a favorite. What books do I like to read? I
Hmm.
like to read like historical,
Those are
like
fun.
historical books. I'm reading about the just the different empires, like like Roman Empire, and like little side stories
Hmm.
from you know Roman Empire and just the different empires and like a lot of history stuff. I find it fascinating. Right now, I'm reading tons of pirate books. There's like a great one that came out. I think it's called Black Sails, and I couldn't put it down. I knocked that out in a day. I love reading these old. That's actually probably consumed me the past year. I've got like a stack of like the golden age of pirates and all these little short stories of just everything that I thought I knew,
That's
is not
awesome.
it's not. I just find it fascinating how people just the way they write about pirates, it's like
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. I find it so fascinating. And that's what's been consuming me right now. So just like people like pirates were terrible people.
Hmm.
They killed people. They tortured people for fun. They did terrible people, but yet like I'm reading like now like in England, um where the famous pirate kid, he was hung in England, but people looked at him like a freedom fighter against the crown. And so that's how all these legends and lores begin to grow because like he went against the king. We hate the king of England and he went, so he's a hero. And it's like honestly, he really wasn't. He just like killed people and took their money and
It's like
he
the
just got
opposite of
caught.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, he didn't give it away. He just kept it and he just got caught. And so, but it's just so fascinating, like how we do that today. Like we do that today. Like sometimes we idolize people. We're like, oh man, they're so good, they're so this, and then when you really take a deep dive, you're
Mhm.
like, yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah. A lot of celebrities, you're like, oh no.
We're just so selfish. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's fun anyway. But yeah, that's consuming my reading. I try to read 2 chapters a day in whatever I'm reading.
Hmm, that's
Usually
cool.
before I go to bed, so I have like weird dreams of
Really? You
me
have like
on
a lot of
this
dreams?
in the Caribbean, on my
I
own
really
pirate
love
ship.
I loved reading about the royal family in the United Kingdom. I liked especially like with King George from World
Mm.
War II era and then a bit of Queen Elizabeth II, all that, and then but after the 60s, I'm just like so much drama in the family that I'm like, nah.
My problem is now I live in Florida,
Hmm.
so a lot of the stuff I'm reading, I can go visit. I can go,
That's
where Blackbeard
true.
was killed. Like St. Augustine has a lot of pirate stuff there. The Florida Keys got pirate
You
like
gonna do all
wrecks.
that stuff? Like film it for your YouTube channel?
I would love to just to drive because I could just drive it and then go
Yeah.
film it. And yeah, all up the East Coast was all like pirate haven, all the way up to New York. Wrecked ships and museums of like these pirates that we've idolized, or made like folk heroes. But they were really terrible people.
They're really terrible people. I loved it.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. Like Blackbeard, it's like you read someone's book on it
Hmm.
and it's like he's a hero, man. Like, he did so many things. He like freed slaves. He went after slave ships and freed the slaves and made them part of the crew. And he like was like part of this rebellion, that was against the crown and everything. And then you read another book and it's like, oh, he was horrible, man. He had like 12 wives, tons of kids. He didn't want a kid. He killed one of his wives who was pregnant because he didn't want to take
Yikes.
care of another kid. Yeah, it's like it's just like whoever, like depending on the author, it's like
Yikes! He knocked
Uh,
up a woman and kills her. All right.
Pirates were terrible
Mm-hmm.
people. They would, like, keep people alive for they got bored on these ships, so they kept people alive, their enemies, and just did stuff to them as part of an amusement. Would cut off their ears and nose and see how long they could, how long they could survive. That's horrible. I know you read this stuff, you're like, dang, we like Jack Sparrow, cool. Look at all these pirates, they're so cool. You're like, yeah, these people weren't so they weren't so nice.